Back to Ozarks Live. We're back again to give you the latest on the Survivor castaways.
Yeah, this episode I thought was really exciting. It was like simple, but still there was a lot that happened. You know what I mean?
They getting to the point where they're starting out with drama every time. I'm like,
I know.
The first like 10 minutes is like all the fighting from the aftermath from the tribal council before.
There was so much tension, I felt like, with all the tribes because we saw Roxroy felt blindsided from the rest of his tribe from the last vote. Yeah. But then like Marianne and Jonathan had this really like kind of childish blow up on each other. I was like, what the heck? And then you see that also no one on the green still trusts each other.
I wouldn't
that
either.
tribe is a hot
I don't
mess.
think that any of them are trustworthy.
Yeah. Yes. So it was just kind of all over the place with this. But then something really exciting, we see that the immunity idols are activated.
Yes,
so Drea finds it on blue. Yeah.
Because already two. And so there was one more. Now, what I found interesting is, okay, remind me of the name, the man that already had it. He's the one that didn't say his phrase last week, right?
And he was like really unsure if he was going to.
Yeah, and I'm like, you have to. Like, otherwise, maybe other people are thinking the same thing. And then what if all three of you have it and you just never get to use it?
Yeah, I was really happy he did because I was like, even though it's like a personal individual game, I was like, that is such a selfish move on your part because you're literally withholding that from two other people.
I agree.
So, but that was exciting to see. So this immunity challenge was really exciting. And here's why. The blue out of nowhere takes first for the first time in a long time. And they also win a tarp. Now, what was interesting is we've seen Orange dominate this game through and through, but Omar was kind of keeping them behind with that puzzle. Yeah. And Jonathan was so mad. And it was kind of funny to watch, I'm not going to lie. But of course, right at the last minute, Jonathan steps in and wins it for them. So they take second. And then we see
means green
is going to go to tribal, which is...
And they're already on top of each other fighting, so
I know.
And they lose their flint.
Yeah, and I was kind of excited, honestly, that they were going to go because I think this tribe has been such a hot mess. Now, something that was...
Weed them all out? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because I'm like, I just wanted to see what was going to happen. Yeah. Because the dynamics on that tribe are just so fascinating to me right now. Now, we did see that the Summit Hike came back this episode again, and Roxroy and Lydia were sent. Now, it's interesting because I felt like they both were the most, out of like the hikes we've seen this season, they were both the most guarded towards each other. Like, they were being very vague.
Right.
But it was interesting because they both decided to protect their vote.
Both did. But is it because they were both so vague so they didn't trust the other person?
I don't know.
So then they both felt like they had to protect it? And that's...
I guess so. But what I thought was interesting is then that means that they both, like, nothing changes. They both get to keep their vote. So I was like, honestly, smart gameplay on their part, if you ask me, because then she's guaranteed her vote still for tribal that night, you know, because she was going to go. And then nothing happens with him.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I thought this was really important because I know we're getting really close to that merge. And so it's like, it would be really awful to not have a vote on the first merge vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I hope they play this
really
safe.
Bad for them to risk it. Yeah.
Yes. So we end up at tribal council and we see all day leading up to this that the green is scrambling. And it's very clearly between Daniel and Chanel. This tribe has not trusted each other.
But I feel like all the way I was like, Daniel's going to have to be voted out because he's the one that had like the shoulder dislocated. Okay, that's not his fault maybe. But then he wouldn't participate in things because he didn't want to swim. And then he's out there swimming for food and they're all talking like, okay, he can't participate to help us win, but he can go swim when it's not
that was an interesting point. I actually kind of forgot about his shoulder. So I was like, I'm glad they showed that in this episode. I will say though, I don't remember if it was Daniel or somebody else, but someone pointed out that Chanel, the reason they should vote her out is because she'll probably flip on them once they go to the merge. And honestly, I totally agree with that. Yeah. And that's why I was like, maybe she will go because Chanel is a dark horse in my opinion so far. I don't feel like we've seen a lot from her. As far as like gameplay goes, besides the last blow up at tribal. So I'm like, honestly,
could be editing.
Yeah,
but
it could be for sure.
She is quieter about it.
Yeah,
more secretive.
Yeah, so I'm like, once they get to merge, I could totally see her lining up with somebody else. Yeah. Now we see that the first vote is tied between Chanel and Daniel, so they both lose their votes. But I will say there was a super random vote for Mike, and I was like, that was weird gameplay in my opinion.
He was mad about it.
He was really mad about it. So there's definitely going to be an effect of that.
I mean, okay, maybe it was random, but like you're gonna get a vote here and there. So I'm like, you can't be mad about that. This is the game. You know?
So eventually Daniel ends up eliminated.
Yeah.
But I will say in the after where they showed the preview for next week, they showed that Chanel was the rogue vote on Mike, which I was like, I don't know if that was smart of you, because what's interesting, if she would have just voted for Daniel, he would have been out and there wouldn't have been a revote, which I was like, that's interesting to me.
I wonder what the motivation is.
I know. I don't.
Get inside
I'm
these
curious
people's heads
too.
a little bit more, you know.
I know. Now I will say what's super exciting to me. So in the preview, it looks like next week is this like super crazy point like last season where it's like a merge, not merge. So they get there, they all drop their buffs, but then I don't know what's going to happen. They may have to do like a crazy game to get the feast. We may see the hourglass twist come back that Erica did last season.
That's right. They're bringing
but
a
she
lot
ended
of
up
stuff
winning,
back
so
because this season hasn't seen.
yes,
the season
very similar
to
to the
this.
prior. So I am very interested to see this next episode and see how it plays out. And the most interesting part.
You get so excited.
I know. All the tribes are even, so no one has the upper hand going into this merge.
True.
All the tribes are even, which is way
You actually have good
different than last
insight
season.
too. I always look forward to hearing because I don't think of those things, and you're absolutely right.
So this next episode, I think, will be one of the best of the season. So.
Here we go. All right. Well, you can of course catch the next episode of Survivor 42 right here on Color 10 this Wednesday night.
That's right. Or catch up on this season and all past seasons on Paramount Plus or CBS.com.
Yep. We'll be right back.